On a spring morning in 1851, in the bedroom of a 17-year-old college girl, the first secret society for college women was created, and they called it the Adelphian Society. Our society was created as a place for the mutual improvement and enjoyment of all its members, and it has grown over the last 170 years to become the Alpha Delta Pi that we know and love today. The first college in the world to grant degrees to women, Wesleyan Female College in Macon, Georgia, was the Adelphian Society's first home. Our founder, Eugenia Tucker, created this society for the mental, moral, social, and domestic improvement of all its members, along with her 5 friends, Ella, Mary, Octavia, Sophronia, and Elizabeth. Alpha is the first letter in the Greek alphabet. The Adelphian Society was the first space created by college women for college women, with a special blend of mystery, camaraderie, and enlightenment. Our story begins with these founding sisters. They are where we learned to be the first. The society flourished for 50 years at Wesleyan before expanding elsewhere. In those 50 years, 1,000 women joined our sisterhood. We issued the first ever monetary scholarships and grants to sisters in need, and our sisters took in the new century. Our society survived anti-Greek life movements and organizational hardship throughout the Civil War, the Great Depression, both world wars, and now 2 pandemics. After incorporating as a national organization in 1904, the society adopted the Greek letter name Alpha Delta Phi and joined what is now known as the National Panhellenic Conference in 1909. Once we began establishing chapters at new campuses, like Sigma chapter at the University of Illinois, our sisters learned of a fraternity with the same Greek letters, and in 1913 voted to change the society's name to Alpha Delta Pi. Since our beginning as the Adelphian Society, Alpha Delta Pi women have been passionate, high-achieving, thoughtful members of their communities. We have worked to grow individually and together into prominent members of our campuses, communities, and sisterhood. When our 6 founders attended college in the 1850s, women were not in school to get jobs. They were there to learn because they came from families who valued education. Their first ever chapter meetings required sisters to read articles and scholarly works in advance of their attendance and to come prepared to recite their own writings and discuss their opinions of what they had learned from their reading. They focused on science and current events, 2 fields women were often excluded from at this time, and demonstrated their scholastic achievements at Wesleyan's commencement exercises and other campus events. The symbol Delta represents change. The 4 points on Alpha Delta Pi's diamond badge represent the 4 pillars of our membership, with scholarship being the first and the tenet we hold in the highest regard. Alongside scholarship comes self-improvement. As the Adelphians envisioned it, the society was formed for the purpose of bettering ourselves together. Our 3rd point, service, is where our strength in numbers began, to help our fellow women and our communities, and has grown with the establishment of the Alpha Delta Pi Foundation. Since its founding in 1983, the generosity and efforts of our sisterhood have supported thousands of scholarships and grants and raised over $16 million to support our international philanthropy, Ronald McDonald House Charities. And of course, the 4th point on our diamond badge represents sisterhood, the foundation of everything we have accomplished in the society's last 170 years. Alpha Delta Pi sisters are leaders, veterans, actors, scientists, activists, athletes, executives, philanthropists, lawyers, health professionals, mothers, and sisters. And we are the legacy of this society. The number pi goes on forever. In the last 170 years, we have initiated over 260,000 members, and Alpha Delta Pi has grown and changed with the times across both the United States and Canada. As was written in our establishing documents by the 17-year-old founder who changed the world and the future of women's spaces, in this society, we live for each other. We live for leadership development and personal growth. We live for service to our communities. We live for confidence tempered with humility. We live for socials, formal dances, game days, and late-night gatherings. We live for mentors and big sisters whose love spans time and location. We live for laughter. We live for always having a sister to call when you need one. We live for courage blended with tolerance. We live for an international support network of women across the world. We live for each other, and we live for Alpha Delta Pi.